There is a humming sound from your laptop, I think.
Just a second, sir. I'll sort it. Is it fine now?
It is still coming, ma'am.
I don't know what's the technical glitch over here. Is my voice clear? Audible? No, not yet. Right.
Actually, it's better, but yeah, we can still hear some sort of
Yes, better now.
fan.
Better. I hope that there's no echoing going on.
No.
Hey, echoing isn't there, the fans.
Fan, I have switched off the fan
Okay.
now. Apologies for that.
Yeah, it's better. No problem. Yeah, please go ahead because it's better.
So let's start with it. A student once met me and said, I know what is the answer, but I don't know how to say it. You will find the relevance of this quote once our eminent speaker will take over the podium. Let me take pride to convey my heartfelt greetings to this august gathering. Let me begin with the story of a young girl who is just 12 years of age, but the CEO of the first step. She is amongst few significant TEDx speakers. She is reporter for the Hindu School Edition, reporter for Waynfield High Magazine, VJ for Avatar Live Channel, VJ for Owl Grids. She has created a team of 10 plus children for empowering other children. She has received Dream Catcher Award, Teen Entrepreneur Award, Think Startup Award, and whatnot. Her acumen in bringing out the best in the people she interacts with to the audience has sprouted as her venture, the first step. So this is the venture which has been sprouted by her efforts. Through this project, she interviews the children in the age group of 7 to 17 years who have stretched their limits to pursue their passion. She shares their stories on her YouTube channel to inspire millions of children across the world. She is none other than Hasini Lakshminarayanan, who believes, I am stressing this fact, she believes that all of us have the same neurology. If it is possible for others, it is possible for me also. So with our open hands, we heartily welcome Hassini Lakshminarayanan and her father Lakshminarayan ji. Give a huge round of applause. And I request you to on the videos, please. Proceeding to my further things, I would definitely like to take this opportunity to welcome our chairperson, sir, Mr. Harpreet Singh Anand, a principal cum vice chairperson, Miss Rohini Aima, the coordinators, Avneet Kaur Buddharaja, senior wing coordinator, Prabjot Kaur Balla, middle wing coordinator, Varuna Mangotra, pre-primary wing coordinator, and Nidhi Mangotra, sorry, apologies, Nidhi Kohli, pre-primary wing coordinator. Yes. Apart from that, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our assistant coordinators also. Miss Meena Kumari, middle wing coordinator assistant. Miss Harmeet Kaur, middle wing, assistant coordinator pre-primary wing. It's very difficult to remember the names time and again. So apologies if I have taken your name wrong. Then I also welcome Miss Pooja Wazir, assistant primary wing coordinator. The parents and those who have joined us on YouTube live. Hassini, before we proceed to the session, because of some unavoidable circumstance, ma'am cannot be here. So she has forwarded a video in your honor. I hope you will like it and accept it with regards.
Definitely, I'm very excited and curious to watch. If you can go ahead and present.
Very good morning, dear students, parents, and teachers, and all the dignitaries present here this morning with us. I, Mrs. Rohini, I'm a principal cum vice chairperson, Jammu Sanskriti School, Jammu. I'm really delighted and happy to introduce to all of you our guest of the day, Miss Hasini Lakshminarayanan. She is the youngest CEO of a company, The First Step. My dear students, parents, and teachers, she is a persona who has achieved greater heights in such a young age. Not only CEO of a company, she is the reporter for The Hindu section of school paper. She is also the reporter for Brain Feed magazine. Along with that, she is VJ for the Avatar Live channel as well as Owl Gliss. My dear students, she is a persona whom you can look up to and learn lot many things, how to set your goals to achieve success in your chosen fields. My dear Hassini, I do understand that how much determination, dedication, and hard work you have put in and you are still putting in to achieve these kinds of landmarks in life. Not only
Um,
Ma'am, you are on mute actually.
This was the message from our principal, and because of some unavoidable circumstances, she couldn't join. So she has conveyed her greetings to you, Hasini. Now I would request you to take over the virtual podium and commence the session. We are eagerly waiting for this.
Thank you, and I'm also very much excited to interact with a lot of you in here. And before starting, firstly I would like to thank Rohini ma'am for giving me this opportunity, and the school itself for making me interact with so many children. I mean, it's always I've always had a dream to interact with a lot of children, and it's being my motto as well. And I'm happy that I'm doing it right now. And I'm very thankful to God and to Rohini ma'am for giving me this opportunity again. So yeah, starting off, I hope everybody is well and safe. And if not, please do stay safe during COVID, because it is reducing, but yeah, still. And now I would like to present and start off with my talk. So yeah, today I would be sharing the importance of first step, and that is why we call it First Step Matters. So first, I would like to share my journey, but before that, I have a question for everybody here. One second. Hi. So there are five frogs sitting on a lily pad, and one frog decides to jump off from the lily pad into the pond. So if anyone here could tell me how many of the frogs are still sitting on a lily pad, or maybe you could also put it in the chat as well. And I'll repeat the question once again for you. There are five frogs sitting on a lily pad, and one of them decides to jump off from the lily pad into the pond. So, if you can tell me how many of the frogs are still sitting on the
Four,
lily pad? Zero,
five.
four, okay, five, okay, cool. Any more guesses if you do have? Five, four, okay, yeah. I'm getting a lot of comments. I mean, ideally, hi, yeah, okay. Amazing, actually, yeah. Great. And I appreciate everybody who answered, because I always say greatest failure is not, participating 100%. And, for this question, if this is going to be your math test, if your answer is wrong, then your teacher might give you a zero, or if it is right, you'd get a 10 on 10. right? But here, even if your answer is right or wrong, you will get a 10 on 10 by an appreciation. So please do answer if there is a question, and I would really appreciate you if you do. So yeah, now I would like to open the answer. Actually, the right answer is 5. And I'm sorry if I'm disappointing for those who answered it as 4 or 0. Because, and I'll tell you why. If this is going to be a mathematical question, then the answer would probably be 4. More simple math. 5 is sitting, 1 jumps out, 5 minus 1, 4, right? But actually not. Psychologically, this does contain a deep meaning, and I guess students can understand this better. And let me tell you why. Every morning, I too decide to complete my homeworks that day, but I never do, right? And I hope this happens with everybody. You decide to do something, but do you actually complete it, or do you actually do it? Nahi na. So yeah, exactly the same. The frog also decided to do it, but it never did it, right? So I mean, I would always like to start off with this message. So always remember, life is a journey, and it begins with this single step and not by thinking to take that step. So always do remember. So yeah, I always say that every child has some unique talent, but what is missing is that courage to carry forward that talent to the dark place where it leads. So yeah, I would be focusing on mainly this sentence. And yeah, moving on, I would now like to share my journey, which is pretty much simple but also quite interesting as well. So yeah, my dad is a public speaker, is also an entrepreneur, and he's also an author as well. So he does a lot of events. I mean, of course, this happened like before the pandemic, of course, when I was in like 4th grade. Now I'm in 8th grade, like 4 years back, of course. So yeah, a lot of course, excuse me for that. One day I went to an event along with my dad. Usually I do attend a lot of events along with my dad, but back then I was actually very hyper. I used to never sit in one place. When I actually go to an event along with my dad, I used to either sit in the last bench or sit outside. I'd be roaming around, and I used to never listen to what the person is talking, nor what my dad himself is talking. So I was like, one kid who's always, very energetic, running around. I used to never sit in one place, mainly when someone is talking. Never listen to, anyone mostly. But that day I was asked to do a memory demo, that is pegging. I like to call it pegging, basically a memory demo. And as usual, I say yes for everything, with delight, because I learn something new every time. I like to explore things. So I said yes. I was trained in, like, sometime I was waiting actually. To I was sitting, and I was like, when is my turn? I was sitting in the first row. When is my turn? I'm waiting. And yeah, the chief guest was giving his talk, which was Sujit Kumar sir. He's the founder of Matram Foundation, a very, very, very big inspiration for me. So yeah, he was giving his talk, and for the very first time, the girl who's always roaming around, who's always a chatterbox, who's always talkative, I was silent for that one single moment, and I was listening to every single word of his speech. Believe me or not, I was deep down into what he was speaking. And that day, because that was that much inspirational, and I get to learn a lot. So that day I went back to my dad. I told him, like, if I want to become a person in future, I will become like him, uh, a great inspiration for many other people. And I said that I want to inspire children as much as I could. So yeah, years have passed, and this pandemic had been a door open for me. And yeah, pretty much, as I say, I like to explore things. When my dad asked if you would want to do something for Father's Day and interview children and surprise fathers, so I again said yes. I started interviewing a few of my friends. Then I, started interviewing a lot more people, and then we surprised the fathers on Father's Day. So initially we did did not have a plan to post this on social media, but we actually did, and I got like great responses, which I actually did not expect for. So then, what we decided to do is like, okay, let me continue doing this because I myself felt an happiness. So I always had, and now as well, I have a dream to inspire children. But before, I thought it's just a dream and it's not going to work out anyway. Maybe we'll look over it at the future. But then, when I wanted to start YouTube, and when I wanted to start interviewing, I need a concept. Nah? So that's when we decided, okay, let's bring in this concept, as this has always been my motto, had always been my dream, that is to inspire children. So then we came with the concept of interviewing young achievers, which is child prodigies, children at a very young age who would achieve. So yeah, today I've interviewed more than 60 plus children so far in my page. And yeah, I would probably share about this in the future. I mean, when we move on, of course. So yeah, before that, I would like to talk about my channel, which is named The First Step. And if you would want to know why, okay, it is not moving to the other slide. Yeah. So, starting off with its name, you might be wondering why I named it The First Step. So, there is this, one moment which every successful person remembers, which is taking their first step into their journey. So, what I believe is like, I want my channel or my association, I want people to get inspired after watching the videos or contents, or even this live. You know, they seek their inspiration from here and motivation and take their first step into their journey. So that would be my main motto, and that's why we named it The First Step. And I would also like to share its mantra. The first step is about your first dream. It is about believing in yourself. It is about accepting your first compliment with grace. It's about attracting positive energies from the cosmos. It is about encouraging others with your stories. And this is something I share pretty much everywhere, and I would also want to share. And this is my journey. And moving on what my message, which is first it matters. And before, yeah, I told introduce few people to you whom I have interviewed, who can be a great inspiration for you as well. So starting off, Vinusha is a young baker, and she's also an entrepreneur. And she's got funding at the very early age of 10. And she's also launched her own baking kit, and she runs a company called Four Season Pastries. Yeah, she's also a great inspiration. Then we have Kritik. Kritik is a global child prodigy. He also is he's also an entrepreneur. He is an app developer, and he is a founder of Future Robotics. He's also a great inspiration as well. And we have Kaushal, who's the owner of the Milet app. He's also an entrepreneur. Vinisha Uma Shankar, who's the inventor of Solar Rainy Cut. If you know, or if you're not, she's popularly called the Solar Ironing Cart Girl. She's from a small city of Tiruvannamalai in Tamil Nadu. And yeah, not only this, but she also has invented two other great inventions. And we have Chef YKO, that's how I would like to call him, Chef Yashwant Kumar. He is the very first Indian in 120 years to bag 4 medals in the Culinary Olympics in 2020. uh, and yeah, he's pretty much amazing. He has about 200K subscribers in YouTube. He's also a YouTuber as well. And yeah, that's about Yashwant. And we have Siddharth, who's the youngest data scientist in Asia. And believe me or not, being only 14, he works. Yeah, coming back. he goes for work for 3 days, and he goes to school for the other 3 days alternatively, and he's being paid at the very early age of 14. And we have Advait, the youngest, who's only 7 years old. He's an artist and he's done exhibitions worldwide, including US, Canada, UK. And his paintings are literally sold in lakhs today, if you'd believe me. So yeah, I mean, if you'd want to, watch the interviews of these people, please go. Check out my channel, The First Step, if you'd want to. And now coming back to the questions which I was asking, if you can tell me who this person is. Anybody? Okay, let me check the chat. Okay, I'll give you a clue.
Sachin
Hi.
Tendulkar.
Yeah, it is Sachin Tendulkar. You're very much right. And if you know, probably if you had read his autobiography, you might know that when he was 5 years old, he lived at his aunt's house just for a single reason that there was a cricket field near his aunt's house. And just imagine how clear he was that he wanted to become a cricketer in that early age of 5. He had a written goal, a set goal in his mind that he wanted to become a cricketer, and that has resulted in him being called as the god of cricket today. At the age of 16, he represented India, making his first debut against Pakistan, if I'm right. Yes. So yeah, and another famous personality here. Okay, this is. Okay. Okay, this, I'm so sorry. There's some
Yeah, you can
something
skip
going
that
on.
otherwise also. Just go ahead.
Ah,
Yeah.
nay, I got it. 1 second, I'll present it again. Sorry for the disturbance. Hi, yeah, you can see it now. So yeah, if you can guess who this personality is, I'll again give you a clue. He was one of the former presidents of America, and his name starts with the Bill. Bill Clinton. Yeah, appreciate you, Pooja. Yeah, that's right. This is Bill Clinton. And if you read his autobiography, you might probably know that Clinton, during his school days, he went to his principal and said that he wanted to become the president of America one day. And just imagine if you were put into a situation where you were asked to go and tell your teacher that you want to become a president. What would their reaction be? Let me tell you, they might probably laugh at you and ask you, have you done your homework yet, right? The same thing happened to Clinton as well. But the fact of matter is that not once but twice, Bill Clinton was the president of America. This again proves that written goals is very important. And yeah, again, the slide is not moving.
Also, don't go for a full screen. Huh?
Shouldn't I? Okay.
Share, but don't go for a full screen.
Okay, sure. Actually, it was working. It automatically went on full screen, right? You could see this now. So this is actually me, and my journey started at the age of 5. Probably I started public speaking when I was 5, and that was for a school competition when I had to dress up as Jhansi Rani. So I just wanted to share this as a memory with all of you in here. So yeah, this is where you might probably stop me and say, but these are all extraordinary children. I mean, these people who had a written goal at a very young age, right? These personalities. And talking about written goals, I would like to share a research which was done way back in 1956, if I believe. Yes, it's right, 1956. So the researchers surveyed. This happened in Ailes University. If you know, it is in London, right? Yeah, I believe it is in London. So yeah, the researchers surveyed on how many of the children.
It is in US actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It is in US. So yeah, the researchers surveyed on how many of the children studying in the Ailes University had written goals. And yeah, they found out the shocking results that only 3% of them had written goals. And 20 years later, they went back to the same people and found out the shocking results that the 3% of the people, sorry for that, the 3% of the people who had written goals had accumulated 3 times more wealth than the 97% combined. So this proves the fact clearly that written goals is very important for you in your life. So all children out there, I hope that you to have a written goal. If not, please do have one. Moving on, I did a survey to find out on how many of the children whom I have interviewed are indeed child prodigies, and I found out that only 38% of them, as you can see, the red color wala, are child prodigies, and the rest have been identified and have been recognized by their parents and mentors. So, yeah, it does not mean that you have to be a child prodigy indeed, but taking a step forward is going to showcase all of your talents. So, this is a survey which I did. And now, talking about the first step, all of these children have been identified by their parents and mentors, right? So parents watching, what I would like to say is, beyond all this, not just behind my name, my dad Lakshminarayanan, and to all the other children whom I have interviewed as well, their parents, and for me, my parents have supported me for me to be in this state today. So yeah, I would like to ask a question to all of those parents out there. Have you ever taken an initiative to find out what your child's calling is? Do you spend valuable time finding out what your child's interest is, or did you impose your interest to your child's life? And I would like to leave this question open to you for you to answer. But moving on to the children, I would like to give you a tip for you to find out what your happiness actually is, and what your passion is. If you're in a confused state and if you're not able to find out what it is, take a notebook or some piece of parchment or paper. Write down every single day when you wake up in the morning or in the night. Write down what made you happy this day. Do this for at least 2 months, and at the end of 2 months, go through the list and see what you have repeated the most. And that is what most likely you are passionate about. For example, if I'm going to say, interacting with all of you made me happy today, and if I write this for me, if I've repeated this for the rest of the 2 months, and that is what most likely I am passionate about. So this is just a small tip if you'd want to if you want to do. And the next question which roses up is, how do you become successful? Right? And let me tell you, all of the successful people whom I have met have faced failures. Every successful person would have definitely faced failures, and that is why I always say there are no failures, only feedbacks. Right? and I would definitely explain about this in the later part of the video. But before, I would go back into my ultimate success formula, which I would like to call USF. And always it is very important for you to plan goals, right? As I shared the A's University, which was, I mean, the research which was done. So now you are very clear that you have to plan and have a written goal, right? So first, the very first step for you in your success is goals. Then comes your strategies, which basically is the plans. Like, you have to plan on what kind of step you're going to take, on what kind of impact it is going to create in your society, and plan your own unique ideas, and which basically is strategies, right? So then after goals, you plan your strategies, then you take action, which basically is taking your first step, and that is when you get your result, right? If your result is equal to goal, then it's success. For example, just for example, this is a USF ultimate success formula, but just to relate it with a real life example. If I'm going to plan to study for my exam, so I study. I mean, if I'm going to plan to study, that is my goal, and I plan a strategy to study at least for 2 hours a day. Then I do it. I take action. I study for 2 hours a day. Then I get my result, right? And if I get good results in my exam only because I've studied, then it's a success because my result is equal to my goal. Nah. But if it is not, then what you do is change your strategies, take action again, and get your result. So this is how your life works as well. And that is why we call it ultimate success formula. And let me tell you what happens if your result is not equal to your goal. First set of people make blames, they make excuses, they make complaints. Second set of people, I would like to name them as the TRY category. They say, try, 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 keep moving on. But the third set of people say there are no failures, only feedbacks. Change strategies, take action, and they get their result. So always remember, do not give up. Don't take it as a failure. Instead, take it as a feedback, take it as a new learning, right? And that is why now I hope you're very much clear. Every successful person would have faced a failure. And that is why they are being successful today. And just to prove this statement, I would like to share a story. And if you can guess who this person is, he is very popular. I mean, he's very known for his recipe of the fried chicken. Okay, how many of you here like KFC? If you'd mean most of you, right? So yeah, this is the founder of KFC, Kentucky's Fried Chicken. If you know who this person, if you can tell me, or else yeah, I would probably do the honors. So yeah, that's pretty much fine. You can know from now on who this person is probably. Please do learn. This is Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. And let me share you his story. He was being born in a very no background family basically, and he had to work for his family just so the family can eat a day, right? He was that, I mean, he did not have any background. He was from a very, a poor class family or somewhat. And then he, when he turned old, he did works like picking up coal and, some sort of those frontline works kind of. Then he had always had a passion of cooking. And once he got a permanent job at a restaurant as a dishwasher and as a chef. So that is when the fried chicken being popularly we all eat today was born. Kentucky's Fried Chicken, KFC. And then he slowly started building his empire, and he approached 2005 plus restaurants and cooked this fried chicken on spot. And if you would believe me, the chicken which you all enjoy today was rejected 1,000 plus times back. Every time he approaches, I mean, the recipe gets rejected. But finally, one one restaurant owner decided to sell Sanders' recipe, and over by end of the year, about 605 restaurants were selling his recipe. And his journey did not stop until here. And with his savings, he built the KFC. He worked on this project and he built KFC. And that is how KFC was born, Kentucky's Fried Chicken. He never gave up, and if you would believe me, he invented KFC when he was 65 years old. Remember, here, age is just a number. Even if you're old or you're young, there's no right time to start, or there's no right time to take your first step. It is you who's going to decide, right? Always remember that as well. And yeah, coming back to Sanders' story, now today KFC is the sixth largest food chain in the world. It has about 25,000 plus outlets across the world. 125,000, I'm sorry. 125,000 outlets across the world as of in 2020, I believe.
मैंने किस पे क्लिक किया था मुझे कुछ
I'm sorry for that. So yeah, that and this is the famous story of Colonel Sanders, and this very much clearly proves this statement: there are no failures, only feedbacks. So always do remember it. Every challenge or every failure which you face is not a failure. Instead, you can take it as a new learning. Better, I would say it as a feedback, and just keep moving on and remember to not do it again. So I pretty much share this everywhere, and that's why I did. And talking about challenges, I did do a survey and found out that all of the people who are successful would have faced these 7 challenges, right? And of course, these are those 7 challenges which I'll be explaining. And this word called for craft, which is an acronym which we created. Also, it is a palindrome, and some might know what a palindrome is. Palindrome is a word even if you're gonna spell it the other way around. For example, FARCRAF. I mean, read it from the end to the start. FARCRAF. It is the same, right? So that is why we call it as for craft. Huh? And I always say fighting with your inmost soul is just like crossing the 7 seas in a row. And these big challenges, 7 big challenges, which I would want to share. F, which stands for facing criticism. Always remember, when you're going to take an initiative, you will face some sort of criticism. See, I won't say I didn't, have that much big of criticism, but I did, kind of. But what I would say is, like, if whatever criticism which you get, if it is going to be a feedback like a suggestion or something, please definitely do take it. But if not, take it, just ignore it probably, and keep moving on. That's what I would say. A, which stands for acceptance. Every time in my case, when I started, the people whom I interview, which is these children, were hesitant to accept my invitation, as as they've already been on big TV shows. They've been with popular co-stars and stuff. I mean, when I started initially, when I didn't have that much of fame. No, I wouldn't say I have fame right now, but yeah, when I wasn't known. Yeah, probably I can say that. So, but now I would say 90% of them have accepted my invitation uh, once they see my profile. So, yeah, it just takes a little bit of time, but again, focus on your efforts and just keep doing what you're doing. Uh, Pretty much it. In 1 second. Thank you for that. And yeah, reaching out to new subscribers, and that is in my case. But for you, you can have just reaching out to new people, right? So this is an ongoing process, and just ensure that you keep your audience, the people engaged. So that pretty much it for R. And for C, the next letter is C, which stands for continuing motivation. So, this is one of the biggest challenges faced by any successful person, I would say. And see, let me tell you a true fact. When I started, I had 100% motivation. Had high expectations, simply that my very first video would reach up to 100K views. But of course, it was the other way around. But the only way in here is to sustain your motivation for every single step you take. In my case, for every single video that I do, right? So, yeah, always remember that as well. And R, the next letter, which stands for reviling your stress. Everybody does get stressed at some point. They would feel like, I want to give up. I want to, I don't want to do this more. See, I won't say being a 12-year-old, I had so much stress, I had so much burden in my head. Not at all. I felt stressed when I saw my friends, playing outside, they're, like normal children, spending more time outside, not doing work, as like me shooting videos. But I did want to go outside sometime, but then I still kept reminding myself about my mission, uh, my inspiration, my motivation of inspiring other children, but which has always been my dream and motto. And also the other stories of these young achievers whom I interview, which are so inspirational, because they are the same, more or less, more than me as well. They do a lot of great stuff, so I seek inspiration from them as well. So yeah, getting stressed is very common, but yeah, just to remember your motto and what you would want to do, and that will pretty much motivate you to move forward. And age barrier, as I said, age is just a number, and you probably would have heard it thousand plus times, but believe me, it is a true fact. There is no right time to start. You can start anytime. But for me, being a child, I would say that I had to phases when I had to be a reporter for the Hindu school edition, a freelance writer, of course. So yeah, but people who had said that have taken back what they said once they read my articles. As I'm only like 12, people were doubted if I would be able to do this, but they were actually amazed when they once they read my articles. So it's just common. People do comment, but yeah, you can probably get over it. And again, just focus on your efforts and keep what you're doing. Financial challenges. So, one true fact for children is that every child startups initial financial backup is their parents. So, until they find their own sponsors and until they are funded, they will have to use the available resources and what they can actually access with. So yeah, slowly moving on, when you start developing your empire, you would probably also get your sponsors. You would probably also get funded as well. So just don't worry about it when you start, and keep focusing on your efforts again. So these would be the seven big C's which you would also have to face in your journey. Remember that. And now moving on, I would like to present the next slide, and probably it's not working again. 1 second. Sorry for the disturbance. Just give me 1 second. I'll check where the problem is. Because the PowerPoint itself is closed. So
You can
yeah,
go.
hi, yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
You can go without PPE. Yeah,
Nay, it is working. Just
it's okay. It's fine. You can.
I'll probably go without full screen. Okay. So yeah, then I would like to share a few success principles which I believe for any of you which would help you and keep you motivated. And so I always, as I explained, there are no failures, only feedback. That would be my very first success principle. And the second one is the choices have consequences. The best example for students is if you decide not to, if you make a choice not to do your homework that day, then you are going to be the one punished the next day by your teacher. Remember, the consequence might either be a good one or a bad one, right? But it depends on the choice which you make. Remember, choices have consequences. Next is for things to change, I must change first. So I always say this as things it miracles does not happen without the initiative which you take, right? So you would be the reason for your miracle to happen, and you can't expect for things to change in just like that. And yeah, you must change first. And probably if I had to give an example, I would say if you probably say that you are not scoring good marks, then you are the only reason, and you will have to change. Probably if you're studying for like only half an hour a day, change it as an hour, and probably you might get better results again. So yeah, remember this as well. My third success principle, and my fourth would be greatest failure in life is not participating 100%. So this is very important, and let me tell you why. So, for children, of course, if you're going to do it for your sake of parents, or if you're going to do it not for yourself, you would not put your 100% effort in it. And that would not give you a better result, a result what you have expected for it to be. So, yeah, always put your 100% in whatever you do, and do it for your good, do it for your sake, and don't do it for others. And I mean, just don't do it as you were asked to do, or if you'd wanted to do, just do it because you wanted to be a part of this, and put your 100% effort for a better result. So these are the four success principles which I would want to share. And please do remember, and I hope this would also motivate you in your journey. And the very first, the main message, first step matters, either on the moon or on the earth. Taking that leap towards making your dream a reality is important. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my talk. And today I am a reporter for Brainfed High Magazine, and I'm also a freelance writer for the Hindu School edition, and I'm a reporter for the White Canvas India for the Young CEO program. And I pretty much write one article every week today in Hindu. And also, if you would want to check out my channel, please do. You have the link in the chat. So, yeah, I would again like to thank Rohini ma'am for the opportunity. Thank you so much for making me interact with so many people today. And now I'm open for any question if you can ask.
Right, Hassini, it was a vehement and enriching session. amazing session. I can expect that our children have been motivated a lot because they are also of the same opinion. For them,
Thank you.
their first dream matters. They are not of the generation that only thinks that we just have to become doctors and engineers. They want to do something else in their life. So now I would like the children that the virtual podium is open for the Q&A session. You can ask as many questions to Hasini as you can, because I think she is going to satisfy your questions, because the way she spoke, it's like tremendous. Hasini, thank you so much, dear, for such a wonderful session.
Thank you so much, and I'm very delighted to talk. It's my pleasure, actually. And yeah, I'm open for any questions. Yeah,
Right.
please.
So, children, one by one, raise your hand, and then I'll take your name, and then you'll unmute yourself, and then we'll start with the session. Right? So, I would like everyone, every child of mine, to be very vigilant now. Yeah. Yes. Questions, please raise your hands.
There are already two people. I mean, I don't want to spell the names wrong, but yeah. Yeah, Sarang, if I'm not spelling
Sarang,
your name
Sarang.
wrong.
It's Sarang, Sarang, yeah.
Yeah,
Over to you,
sorry.
Sarang.
Yeah.
Really, thank you for such an intellectual speech, first of all. And you are a really big motivation. And
Thank
one
you.
question I had for you was that did you like fight any like consequences or any criticism? Did you had any criticism, like big ones?
Huh.
Stay
Yeah,
demotivated.
yeah, I did. So, I mean, not a very big of a challenge which I had to overcome. I mean, the very big challenge which I had to fight is keeping me motivated, right? I am a person, I give up easily. So, but now I have learned how not to do it. But criticism, yes, I did. It is not easy for a 12-year-old to be, to take, voice commands from the people whom you don't even know. So being on social media, that would be the very first problem I would say you had to face. But I mean, I didn't take it that. I mean, I didn't want to take it actually as that big of a challenge or a problem, because then it would completely important. At least keep motivated and learn from all of you being present here as well, because I see a lot of probably there is some issue with my desktop. But yeah, coming back, answering your question. So, what was that? Yeah, as I was saying, keeping me motivated would be my biggest challenges, and learning and improving my skills properly. And I am getting
There's some
yeah, next
need at your
question.
end.
Yeah, sorry for that. I'm changing.
Asni, can you go without a video? Maybe your signal may be better now. Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah, is it better now because I changed my
Yes, yes, yes. Now the voice is appropriate. Right. Thank you. Request
Okay, cool.
others to put up the question. Please raise your hands, and then you can start with the question. I want all the students to be very interactive here. Ed. She's not going to meet us daily.
Yeah, sure.
She has a busy schedule. Yeah, Sneha, over to you, darling. You can ask.
Once,
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good morning, everyone present over here. And Hasini, we are so proud of you and congratulations for your success. Many more to come. So, my question from you is that, being a CEO of a company as well as a student, how do you balance both of the things at the same time? Thank you.
okay. So yeah, a wonderful question actually.
Good morning.
So being a CEO is actually fun because I always wanted to be an entrepreneur actually, and it's a gene, of course, from my dad and from my whole family. But managing time, lockdown, pandemic, online classes is pretty easy for me right now because I schedule it that way, and I guess my dad has been the biggest support for time management because he ensures that I don't get disturbed with my studies as well. So that is one thing. But other than that, I actually don't feel like I am a CEO of a company. I have so much just things to do. Not like other entrepreneurs. I don't have that much work or stress to do. I'm just doing what I would love to do. You see, because if I'm going to have so much on my mind, then it wouldn't be possible for me to actually do it. So yeah, time management isn't that big of a problem, but yeah, sometimes it does. But we would manage it probably by somehow. That would be
Yeah,
my
thank you
answer.
so much for answering that.
And the whole screen is froze for me.
Yes. Now I would request Hargun to put up a question.
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, all of you. So, first of all, I would like to thank the dear speaker of the day for such a motivational and inspiring speech.
Hi.
So, I would like to ask the question that what would you say is that the most difficult part of being a motivational speaker?
Okay. The most difficult. Okay, I'm actually, yeah, I am a motivational speaker. I'm a public speaker, and I'm also a TED talker, right? So the most difficult part for any speaker would be get attention. And it would be more easy if this was happening offline. And let me tell you why. If it's offline, we can ensure that the message is conveyed. But if it's online, the biggest difficulty is that you don't know if the viewers actually get what you're talking about, right? So that would be the biggest difficulty of being a motivational speaker and a public speaker itself. But other than that, I enjoy this process of speaking because all of this are something which I've been learning since I was young. So yeah, I guess that would be it. And I hope you got your answer.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Hargun. Now I request Bhumi to ask the question.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to thank you, Hasini, for such a wonderful session today.
My
I,
pleasure.
I, Bhumi, would like to ask you a question. As we know that you have achieved such a great achievement at a very young age, I want to know that were there some people who tried to pull you back? Do the society told you it's very early? If yes, then how did you achieve this?
So, okay, first off, I mean, thank you for the appreciation, but there are many other children who achieve more at a very young age, being it, as I've shared in my PPT as well. But apart from it, I would say that uh, society did not discourage me that much because my friends kind of, I mean, they are supportive. I won't say that, but they did raise a question if this would actually work out because having not much of audience just to start off with nothing was doubtful for them. But now everybody is very supportive, include my teachers, my school, my parents, my family, the entire society as well. But making fun of, I actually take it as a compliment, because me in person, I'm actually I would always want to laugh, I would always want to smile. So I'm always open for any jokes, or I wouldn't take it much of like a criticizement or something, but I would rather take it as a compliment and I would move forward. So yeah, people kind of, I've been asked, how do you actually, I'm not able to see your face in up close, but yeah, I agree. I laugh for such kind of jokes, my friends too, but yeah, it's common now, it happens for everybody. Just don't take it that serious. That's what I would pretty much say.
Thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you, Bhumi, and thank you, Hasini. Is there any other child who wants to ask certain things to Hasini, or shall we end the session?
I guess it's pretty much it, probably. And yeah, there is one person who drives Chanda. I'm sorry, I'm very bad at spelling, but if I'm
Chandan.
not wrong,
Chandan.
Yeah, my name is Chandan Singh. My
Hi.
question to Hasini is that we know that it needs a lot of hard work for achieving success in our life. But can a person achieve success without being happy, or happiness is also required for success in the life?
Very interesting question. Please, this is a very important question. I first of all appreciate you, Chandan, for asking such a question. So, first of all, any successful person would definitely feel happy for doing it, because you never want to do it if you're not, feeling that great about it. You never want to do it on one take, right? So passion is something which you feel comfortable doing, or you feel, you experience such a kind of happiness. In my case, I say that I feel very much delighted and happy to see such bright faces of you all children interacting with all of you. That gives me happiness, because I can see that my message has reached out to more new people. I feel happy about it, and that is why I'm doing it again and again. So you tend to do things when you feel happy again and again, over and over again, right? So every successful person, happiness is very important. First of all, if for example, what if I'm going to ask you, how? Just don't say that you feel happy when you play online games. But apart from that, how do you? Where do you get your happiness from?
Actually, by interacting in it, it is very interesting.
Really? So yeah, you understand, na? So that would be your passion. Probably interviewing or hosting. If you feel happy in that, then please, if you feel comfortable, I don't say take an initiative on that. It totally depends on you. There's no right time to take your first step. But yeah, if you do feel happy about it, please go ahead. That's what I would say. If not, just please do not take an initiative if you don't feel clear, or if you don't feel happy, or if you don't feel confident about what you're doing. Just don't do it, because the result, you'll end up doing nothing. Whatever you're doing, it should be for yourself. Whatever you're doing should give you happiness. Then only you can become successful, right? So yeah, this is a very important question to answer as well. And yeah, thank you for asking.
I guess the questions are over. We had a lot of questions for Hasini, and now I would request Arya, a student of ours, who is again is working on her dreams as well. She would like to convey the vote of thanks to Hasini and her father for initiating such a great company, for initiating such a great venture wherein children like you, Sanskritians, can get involved. Hasini, there's a request from my side. If I can get your number so that my children can get in contact with you, or your father's number, so that you just motivate, keep on motivating them a bit in bits and bytes, because then they will, I hope someday they will be like you, because right now they are very young, so I want to like you, they are just like you. So I would definitely like this things if you can share with me. I
Yeah.
request your father to do so.
And
He has my number.
probably share my socials
Yeah,
in the
definitely it will
chat
work. It will
so
work.
that the children can connect.
Yeah, it will.
It'll be in the chat for you to check.
Definitely. Thanks. And now Arya, over to you. Please convey the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yeah, Beta, you
Yes.
are clearly audible.
The struggle ends when the gratitude begins. Glorious wishes to one and all gathered here on this wonderful morning. It gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to everyone gathered here, assembled here on this wonderful morning. We take this golden opportunity to thank Miss Hasini Lakshminarayanan and her father for honoring our event with such great and their inspirational thoughts. I want to tell you all that Miss Hasini Lakshminarayanan is the CEO of the first step at the age of only 12 years, and it is so inspirational for everyone gathered here. I would also like to thank our beloved chairperson and principal ma'am and the organizing staff for organizing such an inspirational session today. I would also like to thank the parents, students, and all the volunteers, and at last but not at least, our beautiful and beloved audience for making this session such a wonderful and successful session. Ma'am, we would definitely meet you as soon as the crisis become normal again, and we are waiting and looking for so many other sessions with you. Once again, on the behalf of Jammu Sanskriti School Jammu, I would like to convey the vote of thanks, and I would like to thank everyone here for spending their precious time with us. Thank you.
And one more thing, please do address me as Hasini Arya, because I am also one amongst all of you. I'm a student. I'm still learning, and yeah, one thing, just a note, I don't like to be called as ma'am. Yeah, you can be open. Maybe you can call me Hasini. That'll be much more better.
Yeah,
Like, yeah. So yeah, and thank you for the wonderful. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Arya. Thank you so much. It's always said life is full of beauty. Notice it. Notice the bumblebee. Notice the child and the smiling faces. Smell the rain and feel the wind. Live your life to the fullest potential and fight for your dreams. This is what Hasini believes in. And this is what actually her father realized in her. She said in her session, choices have consequences, maybe bad, maybe good, but right now what we can say is that she has come out as a glorious person. With she has achieved a lot, and we are actually honored and privileged to have you with us, Hasini, and the father. I would also like to congratulate Hasini's father for grooming her in a way, for listening to her, for making her passionate, and for making her sufficient and independent enough so that now she has her own channel. She is addressing people like us, and she is into many more things. Thank you, and grateful to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. You can watch more and more interview of her at her channel. It is, in the YouTube, if you put the first step Hasini, you can see her
Right.
channel. I've also left the link in the chat box.
Yeah, most of us already have subscribed to her channel, and we are going to trouble her a lot. Right.
That's
Thank you
it.
We
so
love
much.
to.
Bless you, beta.
Thank you.
So
And
shall we? Yeah,
yeah,
we'll end.
please
Yeah.
do.
Thank you.